Why do some people seem to attract favor, opportunities, and protection, while others struggle despite their efforts? If you feel as though darkness has surrounded your life, if you sense unseen opposition, if fear has settled in your heart and peace feels distant, let this prayer become your refuge. Even now, in this moment, God is raising his shield over you. The Lord is your shepherd, and no weapon formed against you will prosper. If you believe that God is fighting for you, receive this prayer with faith. As you remain here, let your heart agree with the words, "The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want," allowing heaven to hear your confession and your spirit to align with God's truth. Father God, I come before your throne of grace, covered by the precious blood of Jesus Christ. I declare that you are my shepherd, my protector, my defender, and my provider. In the name of Jesus, I activate Psalm 27 over my life, over my family, over my home, over my finances, over my health, over my mind, over my future, and over every area where the enemy has attempted to build a stronghold. Your word declares that you are my shepherd, and I shall not want. So I speak freedom over every place of lack, release over every burden of scarcity, and restoration over every area that has felt empty or strained. I declare that you are my source, my sustainer, and my covering. I do not live in fear because you are with me, and I do not live in uncertainty because you lead me. You make me lie down in green pastures. You lead me beside quiet waters. You restore my soul. Even in the middle of pressure, even when life feels crowded, even when peace feels distant, you bring rest to my heart. You quiet the noise within me. You lift heaviness from my thoughts. You restore what has been drained emotionally, mentally, and spiritually. Lead me beside still waters, away from confusion, away from unrest, away from the storms that try to disturb my peace. I receive the season of calm you are guiding me into, the season of rest you are unfolding before me, the peace that only you can sustain. My peace is not fragile because it comes from you. My rest is not temporary because it is anchored in your presence. You guide me along the right paths for your name's sake. You direct my steps with wisdom and clarity. Every wrong turn is corrected by your mercy. Every distraction loses its influence. Every false door loses its power. You lead me with intention, with purpose, and with protection. My path is secure because it is ordered by you. What you have appointed for my life remains under your authority. What you have blessed cannot be undone. What you have established cannot be overturned. Even when I walk through the darkest valley, I will not fear, because you are with me. Your presence remains constant in every season. Where there has been heaviness, your light remains. Where there has been pressure, your peace abides. Where there has been uncertainty, your strength sustains me. I do not live in fear, because your presence surrounds me. I do not live in dread, because your faithfulness holds me. You remain near, steady, and unshaken. Your rod and your staff comfort me. Your correction protects me. Your guidance keeps me close. Your authority stands as my defense. I rest in the assurance that you are not distant from my struggles, nor unaware of my battles. You are present, attentive, and actively guarding my life. I'm not alone. I'm not exposed. I'm not forgotten. Your care remains constant over me. You prepare a table before me in the presence of my enemies. You establish favor where opposition once stood. You bring honor where there was once pressure. You lift me with grace while others observe. You restore my dignity. You affirm my worth. You cover me with your goodness. What you are doing in my life is visible, intentional, and guided by your hand. Shame loses its hold. Disgrace has no authority. Embarrassment no longer defines me. You are the one who lifts my head and restores my confidence. I rest in you, my shepherd. I trust your leading. I receive your peace. I remain under your care. Father God, I come before you in stillness and trust, not with fear, not with striving, but with a heart that leans gently toward your mercy. Let your grace rest upon me. Let your presence surround me. Let your peace settle over every restless place within me. I place my life before you without resistance, knowing that you are near, knowing that you are attentive, knowing that your care is not distant, but deeply present, even in the quiet places of my soul. May your mercy be extended toward me in this moment, not as something I must earn, but as a gift you choose to give, because you are faithful. Let your kindness soften the weight I have carried. Let your compassion reach the places words have never touched. Let your favor rest upon my life in a way that brings calm to my spirit and clarity to my path, so that every step I take is gently guided by your hand. Let your face shine upon me with steady light, not a light that overwhelms, but a light that steadies, not a brightness that blinds, but a warmth that heals. Where confusion has lingered, let your light bring understanding. Where heaviness has remained, let your light bring quiet relief. Where uncertainty has settled, let your light bring reassurance that I am not walking alone. Establish your protection over me with gentleness and strength. Cover my mind with peace that does not shake. Guard my heart with assurance that does not waver. Surround my body with safety that does not depend on circumstances. Let your defense become the unseen wall around my life, firm and unmovable, present even when I am unaware of the dangers you are turning away. May your ways become known in my life through the peace you cultivate within me. Let your saving power be evident, not through noise or struggle, but through stability, through calm, through a spirit that remains anchored when the world feels unsteady. Let my life reflect the quiet testimony that your protection is real, that your guidance is reliable, that your care is constant. As your word says, may God be gracious to us and bless us and make his face shine upon us, that your ways may be known on earth, your salvation among all nations. Let this blessing rest upon me now, not as a distant hope, but as a present covering. Let your grace shape the atmosphere around me. Let your blessing rest upon everything connected to my life. Preserve me from all harm, both seen and unseen. Let no hidden threat disturb my rest. Let no unseen pressure weaken my spirit. Let no silent burden steal my peace. Where anxiety has tried to linger, let your peace quietly take its place. Where fear has tried to whisper, let your truth gently silence it. Teach my heart to remain still under your care. Teach my thoughts to return to trust when they begin to wander. Teach my spirit to lean into your presence rather than resist it. Let my life be shaped by the assurance that you are my refuge, my safety, my constant shelter in every season. I release every tension I have been holding and place it into your hands. I loosen my grip on control and rest instead in your wisdom. I allow your peace to settle deeper, knowing that you are ordering what I cannot see, protecting what I cannot monitor, and guarding what I cannot defend. Remain with me, Lord, not only in this moment of prayer, but in every breath that follows. Let your protection continue quietly around me. Let your peace remain steadily within me. Let your grace guide me gently forward as I rest beneath the calm assurance that I am safe in your care. Father God, I come before you again through grace and faith, not trusting in my own strength, not leaning on my own understanding, but resting in the finished work of Jesus Christ. I draw near because you invited me to, because your mercy is open, because your throne is still a throne of grace, and because your love does not withdraw when life feels heavy. Lord, let your presence settle over me with quiet authority. Let your peace become the atmosphere around me. Let safety be established where fear once lingered. Let the calm strength of your spirit surround every part of my life, and let your protection stand like a shield that cannot be breached. Father, your word declares in Psalm 67 that you are gracious, that you bless, and that you make your face shine upon your people. So I ask you now, let your face shine upon me. Let your favor rest upon me. Let your mercy cover me. Let your blessing mark me, not only in words, but in real protection. real peace, and real deliverance. Where danger has been near, place distance. Where trouble has been forming, scatter it. Where unseen evil has been assigned, dismantle it. Let every plan of darkness lose its footing, and let every hidden threat be exposed and silenced under your authority. Lord, establish safety around my steps, safety over my home, safety over my sleep, safety over my journeys, and safety over every person connected to my life. Father, I bring before you the generational cycles that have tried to repeat themselves in my family line. I name before you the patterns that return when no one expects them, the struggles that pass from season to season, the pain that tries to become normal, the limitations that feel inherited. But you are the God who breaks chains. You are the one who visits with mercy and rewrites what history tried to seal. Your word is not limited by bloodline, and your power is not restrained by the past. In the name of Jesus, I declare I am a cycle breaker. The pattern ends here. What harmed those before me will not define what comes through me. What plagued my family will not have permission to continue through my life. Father, intervene with your strong hand. Heal the root, close the door, break the agreement. Remove the mark of recurring sorrow and establish a new inheritance of peace, stability, and favor as your grace shines upon me. Lord, where finances have been strained and lack has tried to speak loudly, I bring it before you without shame and without fear, because you are my provider. And you are faithful. You see every burden, every unpaid need, every obligation, every season where I felt stuck and unable to move forward. Yet you are not a God of scarcity, and you are not a God of confusion. You give wisdom, you open doors, you establish the work of our hands, and you supply according to your riches in glory. Father, let your blessing rest upon my finances in a way that brings peace, not panic, and stability, not strain. I declare that lack will not rule my decisions, and fear will not drive my future. I ask you for intervention that is practical and undeniable. Provide, align, restore, and strengthen. Let resources come with peace. Let opportunities open with clarity. Let favor meet me without compromise. Let debt lose its grip. Let withheld wages, delayed answers, and blocked paths be released under your authority. I receive restoration. I receive provision. I receive the calm confidence that you will sustain me. Father, I bring sickness and physical weakness before you, not with despair, but with trust in your healing nature. You are the Lord who heals. You restore strength to the weary, and you renew those who have been drained. You see every symptom, every pain, every exhaustion, every quiet struggle in the body. You see what doctors have named, and you also see what has not yet been understood. Lord, breathe life into what feels fragile. Bring order where there has been imbalance. Bring healing where there has been inflammation, weakness, and recurring affliction. Let your peace settle into my nervous system. Let your strength return to my bones and my blood. Let my body align with the life you have spoken over me. Father, I ask for your intervention, steady and thorough, touching the root, calming the storm, and restoring wholeness. I declare that sickness will not define me. I declare that weakness will not be my portion. I walk in freedom, receive restoration, and I receive renewed strength under your covering. Lord, I bring to you the emotional wounds I have carried, the grief I have hidden, disappointments that left marks, the betrayals that altered how I trust, the relationships that wounded me where I expected safety. Father, you are close to the brokenhearted, and you bind up wounds with tenderness that does not shame. You are not threatened by my pain, and you do not turn away from my tears. Heal what I could not heal by myself. Restore what was broken without my consent. Replace heaviness with peace that settles deep. Restore dignity where rejection tried to steal it. Restore trust where harm tried to poison it. Restore love where fear tried to harden my heart. Father, I ask you to rebuild my inner world with your presence, so that I do not live guarded by trauma, but guided by you. I declare that the wounds will not lead me. Your spirit will lead me. I declare that bitterness will not take root. Your peace will take root. I receive restoration, and I step forward with a heart that is guarded by wisdom and softened by grace. Father, I bring before you every form of bondage and destructive pattern that has tried to take control. Every cycle of self-sabotage, every addiction, every hidden habit, every pattern of returning to what hurts, every spiritual chain that tightens when I'm tired. Lord, you are the deliverer. You set captives free. Your light breaks what darkness tries to hide. I do not come pretending. I come trusting your power to transform what I cannot transform by willpower alone. In the name of Jesus, I ask you to break every chain, expose every trap, and remove every appetite that leads me away from life. Replace compulsion with peace. Replace weakness with strength. Replace confusion with clarity. Replace heaviness with the steady joy of your presence. I declare I am not bound. I declare I am not owned by darkness. I declare I walk in freedom. The pattern ends here. I am a cycle breaker. Father, intervene with deliverance that is clean, steady, and complete, and establish in me the desire to obey you, the discipline to remain free, and the peace that comes from a life aligned with your spirit. Lord, let your protection cover me against all evil, both seen and unseen, both physical and spiritual. Guard my home, guard my body, guard my mind, guard my relationships, guard my decisions, guard my steps. Let no hidden plan advance. Let no weapon prosper. Let no curse rest. Let no intimidation settle over my heart. Father, I ask for miracles of safety that cannot be explained by luck, only by your hand. Remove me from danger before it arrives. Warn me with your peace when something is not right. Lead me with clarity. Surround me with the right people. Close doors that would harm me. Open doors that secure me. Let your angels be assigned to keep watch over me, and let the atmosphere around my life be marked by the calm authority of your presence. Father, let transformation be real and lasting, not temporary shifts, but deep renewal. Renew my mind so fear no longer rules my thoughts. Renew my spirit so despair no longer colors my expectation. Renew my heart so pain no longer controls my reactions. Renew my life so that what once looked stuck begins to move under your favor. Let me walk in a new pattern, a holy pattern, peaceful pattern, a free pattern. Let my days reflect your blessing, my nights reflect your peace, and my steps reflect your guidance. I receive restoration. I walk in freedom. I am a cycle breaker. The pattern ends here. Let your face shine upon me, and let your peace guard me, now and always. In Jesus' name. Father, I remain before you with a heart that is open, steady, and trusting, knowing that your work does not end where words pause. Continue your restoring hand over my life. Continue your shaping, continue your covering, continue your quiet transformation in places I cannot reach and in ways I cannot manage. Let your spirit move through every hidden corner of my heart with gentleness and authority, bringing order where disorder once lived, bringing peace where unrest once lingered, bringing life where weariness once settled. Lord, restore what was lost through seasons I did not understand. Restore time that felt wasted. Restore confidence that was shaken. Restore hope that grew faint. Restore vision where discouragement blurred the future. You are the God who redeems. You gather what was scattered. You rebuild what was broken. You breathe life into what seemed beyond repair. So I receive restoration, not as a vague idea, but as a living work unfolding within me day by day. I receive it in my thoughts, in my emotions, in my body, in my relationships, in my direction, and in my future. Father, where my identity has been shaped by pain, reshape it by your truth. Where my worth has been questioned, establish it by your love. Where my purpose has been clouded, clarify it by your Spirit. I declare that I am not defined by what happened to me. I am defined by what you have spoken over me. I am yours. I am kept. I am seen. I am known. I am guided. I am not abandoned in the process. You are working patiently, consistently, faithfully, even when I cannot yet see the full result. Lord, I speak with humility and with faith that I'm a cycle breaker because your grace has intervened. I'm not repeating what destroyed others. I'm not bound to what harmed others. I'm not destined to carry forward what you never ordained. The pattern ends here because you are rewriting the narrative of my life. You are establishing a new path marked by wisdom, by stability, by peace, and by obedience. What once felt inevitable is no longer permitted. What once felt normal is now transformed under your authority. Father, let restoration touch my relationships deeply and thoroughly. Heal what was damaged by misunderstanding. Bring clarity where confusion caused distance. Restore trust where betrayal left wounds. Bring humility where pride caused division. Teach me to love with discernment, to forgive with wisdom, to speak with gentleness, and to listen with patience. Remove toxic attachments that drain my peace. Strengthen healthy connections that nurture growth. Align my relationships with your will so that those who walk with me contribute to peace rather than chaos, to growth rather than stagnation, to light rather than heaviness. Lord, I declare that I walk in freedom, not because I am strong, but because you are faithful. Freedom from fear that once dictated my choices. Freedom from shame that once silenced my voice. Freedom from guilt that once weighed down my spirit. Freedom from expectations that were never yours. Freedom from patterns that once trapped me. Your truth continues to loosen what once bound me, and your presence continues to steady what once trembled. I do not strive for freedom. I receive it through your grace. Father, continue to transform the way I see myself. Let me see myself through your perspective, not through the wounds of the battles others assign. Let me see myself as one you are shaping, one you are protecting, one you are restoring, one you are not emotional highs and lows, but steady devotion, not bursts of effort followed by exhaustion, but sustainable obedience, shaped by grace. Teach me to remain close to you when things are peaceful, not only when I am desperate. Teach me to value stillness, to listen deeply, and to trust your timing. Let my relationship with you become the anchor that keeps me grounded when life feels unstable. Father, I declare again with quiet certainty that I receive restoration, not partial restoration, but deep and lasting renewal. I declare that I walk in freedom, not as a momentary feeling, but as a daily reality. I declare that the pattern ends here, not because of my willpower, but because of your intervention. I declare that I am a cycle breaker, not through force, but through surrender. Let this work continue gently, steadily, and faithfully within me. And as this prayer continues, Lord, I remain open to your shaping, receptive to your correction, and willing to follow where you lead. Keep my heart soft, keep my spirit attentive, keep my steps aligned. Let your peace remain over me. Let your protection remain around me. Let your grace remain within me, guiding me forward one quiet, steady step at a time. Father, I remain before you with reverence and trust, aware that every moment spent in your presence, it is not wasted, but quietly shaping the unseen foundations of my life. Let this prayer continue as an offering, not of noise, but of surrender. Let every word remain anchored in truth. Let every breath remain covered by your peace. You are still here, still listening, still working, still guarding what concerns me. Lord, I begin to reclaim what has slowly been eroded by pressure, by fear, by long seasons of uncertainty. I reclaim peace where anxiety once occupied space. I reclaim clarity where confusion tried to settle. I reclaim joy where heaviness attempted to become familiar. I reclaim stability where instability once disrupted my footing. Not by force, not by striving, but by alignment with your will and submission to your authority. You are the restorer of what was quietly taken, and I trust you to return what belongs to me in your timing and in your way. Father, I reclaim my spiritual sensitivity, where discouragement dulled my awareness, sharpened my discernment, where exhaustion weakened my attentiveness. Renew my spiritual strength, Where distractions scattered my focus, restore my stillness before you. Let my spirit become responsive again to your voice, calm again under your leading, steady again under your instruction. Remove the noise that has crowded my inner space and re-establish the quiet where your guidance can be heard without strain. Lord, I reclaim territory that was surrendered through weariness, the spaces of my life where I withdrew emotionally, the areas where I became passive because resistance felt too heavy, the moments where I stopped believing change was possible. Father, gently restore my expectancy. Restore my willingness to trust again. Restore my ability to hope without fear of disappointment. Let my heart reopen in wisdom, not naivety, in strength, not fragility. Teach me that reclaiming does not mean striving, but returning to the truth of who you are and who you have created me to be. Father, I reclaim my spiritual authority under your covering. Not authority rooted in pride, but authority grounded in obedience. Not authority used for control, but authority that flows from alignment with your spirit. Let me walk with quiet confidence, knowing I am kept by you, led by you, guarded by you. Let my presence carry peace rather than tension. Let my words carry wisdom rather than reaction. Let my decisions reflect discernment rather than fear. Establish me in maturity that does not need to prove itself, but simply rests in your guidance. Lord, I reclaim the parts of myself that have been fragmented by experience, the innocence that was lost too early, the confidence that was weakened by criticism, the openness that was closed by betrayal, the sense of safety that was shaken by instability. You are the God who gathers the broken pieces and restores wholeness gently, without shaming the wound. So I place these areas before you again. Heal what was fractured, integrate what was scattered, strengthen what was weakened. Let my inner life become whole under your care. Father, I reclaim my future from the grip of fear. I no longer view tomorrow through the lens of yesterday's pain. I no longer assume delay means denial. I no longer interpret silence as absence. You are still writing. You are still guiding. You are still preparing what I cannot yet see. Let me walk forward without heaviness in my chest, without dread in my thoughts, without suspicion in my spirit. Let my steps be steady, not rushed, not hesitant, but calmly guided by your wisdom. Lord, I reclaim my calling. Whatever you have placed within me, whatever you have assigned for my life, whatever purpose has been spoken quietly into my spirit, let it be revived gently. Remove comparison, remove intimidation, remove self-doubt, restore clarity of direction. Restore confidence and obedience. Restore the desire to serve you with sincerity rather than pressure. Let purpose unfold naturally as I remain close to you, not through striving, but through consistent alignment. Father, I reclaim peace as my atmosphere. Not occasional peace, not temporary calm, but lasting stillness of heart. Let my nervous system learn rest again. Let my thoughts learn stillness again. Let my body learn safety again. You are not a God of chaos. You are not a God of instability. You are the God of order, of gentleness, of consistency. So let peace be reestablished as the natural state of my inner world. Father, I remain here, not trying to control the outcome, not forcing the process, but trusting the one who holds it all. Continue to restore. Continue to reclaim. Continue to align, continue to shape, continue to cover, continue to lead. Let my life unfold under your care, one quiet step at a time, with stability in my spirit, clarity in my direction, and peace that remains even when circumstances change. Father, I remain in your presence with a heart that is still and receptive, aware that your work within me continues quietly beyond what I can see. Let this prayer deepen rather than intensify. Let it settle rather than rise. Let it become a resting place where my spirit learns again to trust without strain. You are not hurried with me. You are not impatient with the process. You remain steady, faithful, and attentive to every detail of my life. Lord, I place before you the areas where my life has felt fragmented, where consistency has been difficult to sustain, where I have moved between progress and retreat, between hope and fatigue. You are the God who establishes. You are the one who stabilizes. You are the one who brings order to what feels scattered. So I ask you to anchor my life deeply in your truth, not only in moments of prayer, but in ordinary moments, in daily decisions, in quiet routines, in unseen struggles. Let stability become my foundation, not because circumstances are perfect, but because you are present. Father, I surrender every place where I have tried to carry weight that was never meant for me. The burden of overthinking, the pressure of trying to foresee everything, the exhaustion of attempting to manage outcomes beyond my control. You are not asking me to manage the future. You are asking me to trust you with it. So I release control again, gently, without resistance. I return responsibility to you where I took it upon myself. Teach my heart to rest in your sovereignty rather than strive under anxiety. Lord, I bring before you the unseen battles that happen quietly within the mind, the thoughts that drift into fear, the memories that attempt to reopen old wounds, the inner dialogue that sometimes becomes heavy and discouraging. You are the God who renews the mind. You are the one who speaks truth with gentleness. So reshape my inner world with your word. Let your voice become clearer than every other voice. Let truth settle deeper than emotion. Let your perspective become the lens through which I view myself and my life. Father, I ask you to refine my discernment, not with suspicion, not with fear, but with wisdom. Teach me to recognize what is aligned with you and what is not. Teach me to sense when something brings peace and when something disturbs it. Teach me to trust the quiet prompting of your spirit rather than the noise of pressure. Let discernment guard my choices, protect my relationships, and guide my steps with subtle clarity. Lord, I place before you every delay that has tested my patience, every season where progress felt slow, every moment where waiting felt heavier than movement. You are not absent in delay. You are not idle in silence. You are still shaping, still preparing, still arranging what must come together in its proper time. So I choose to trust your timing again. I choose not to rush what you are still forming. I choose to believe that what you are building is worth the waiting. Father, I ask you to cleanse my spiritual atmosphere. Where heaviness has lingered, bring lightness. Where discouragement has settled, bring hope. Where tension has accumulated, bring release. Let my environment, both inner and outer, become a place where your presence feels natural, where peace feels familiar, where rest feels permitted. Let my home carry calm. Let my thoughts carry clarity. Let my heart carry steadiness. Let my spirit remain anchored in you. Lord, continue to strengthen my obedience, not as a burden, but as a response of love. Teach me to follow you in small things, not only in significant moments. Teach me to listen before acting. Teach me to pause before speaking. Teach me to seek your wisdom rather than rely on impulse. Let obedience become gentle, consistent, and sincere, flowing from trust rather than pressure. Father, I commit again to walking this path with you, not perfectly, but sincerely. When I falter, steady me. When I grow tired, refresh me. When I become distracted, gently realign me. You are not asking for flawless devotion, but for a willing heart. And so I remain here, willing, open, and trusting that your grace will continue to carry what my strength cannot. And as this prayer continues, Lord, let your work remain uninterrupted. Continue to shape the unseen foundations. Continue to restore what is fragile. Continue to reclaim what was lost. Continue to align what is out of place. Continue to guard what is vulnerable. Let my life unfold slowly under your care, rooted in your peace, guided by your wisdom, and sustained by your faithful presence. Father, I remain here before you with a heart that is learning to rest more deeply in your faithfulness. There is no urgency in your presence, no pressure to perform, no fear of being misunderstood. You receive me as I am, and you continue your work with patience that never diminishes. Let this prayer remain a place of alignment, where my spirit settles again under your authority, and my heart learns once more that it is safe with you. Lord, I place before you the areas of my life that still feel uncertain, the spaces where questions remain unanswered, the moments where clarity feels just out of reach. You're not unsettled by uncertainty. You are not disturbed by unanswered questions. You are the God who walks with me even when the path is not fully visible. So I ask you to steady my trust again. Let me learn to walk without anxiety for tomorrow, knowing that you are already present in what I have not yet reached. Father, I ask you to strengthen the quiet disciplines of my life. Strengthen my prayer life when no one sees it. Strengthen my integrity when no one is watching. Strengthen my character in the small decisions that shape the direction of my days. You care about what is hidden. You honor what is done in sincerity. So build within me a foundation that is not based on outward appearance, but on inward truth and consistency before you. Lord, I bring before you the parts of my heart that still feel guarded, the areas where I learned to protect myself too strongly, the walls that formed slowly through disappointment, the hesitations that grew through repeated misunderstanding. You are not asking me to become unwise. You are asking me to become healed. So gently teach me the difference. Heal what was closed by pain. Soften what became hardened by fear. Restore healthy trust where it was broken. Let my heart become whole, not exposed, but healed and secure under your care. Father, I ask you to realign my desires. Where my heart has become attached to what is not life-giving, loosen that attachment. Where my attention has drifted toward what drains my peace, redirect it gently. Where my focus has scattered across too many concerns, gather it back toward what truly matters. Let my desires become shaped by your wisdom rather than by impulse, shaped by your spirit rather than by emotion, shaped by your will rather than by pressure. Lord, I bring before you my sense of purpose once again, not in urgency, not in comparison, but in quiet surrender. You know the work you have entrusted to me. You know the influence you intend for my life. You know the path that fits the way you have formed me. So I ask you to lead me without confusion. Remove the weight of striving. Remove the fear of missing out. Teach me to walk faithfully in what you place before me today, trusting that the larger picture will unfold as I remain obedient, step by step. Father, I ask you to guard my inner peace more deeply, not only from external disturbance, but from internal unrest. Guard me from overanalyzing what you have not asked me to carry. Guard me from revisiting what you have already healed. Guard me from reopening doors that you have gently closed. Let peace become the governing presence in my decisions, in my conversations, in my responses, and in my daily rhythm. Lord, I ask you to bless my rest. Let sleep come without heaviness. Let my nights be calm rather than restless. Let my body release tension. Let my mind release worry. Let my spirit remain at ease under your watch. You are the one who watches while I rest. You are the one who continues working while I am still. So I entrust even my unconscious hours to your care, knowing that you remain attentive when I am not. Father, I commit again to walking with you slowly and faithfully, not rushing ahead, not lingering behind, not resisting correction, but moving with you in humility. Teach me to listen before acting. Teach me to pause before reacting. Teach me to choose wisdom over impulse. Let maturity grow naturally through relationship with you rather than through pressure to prove growth. And Lord, as this prayer continues, let your work deepen without disturbance. Continue to refine what is forming. Continue to heal what is tender. Continue to strengthen what is weak. Continue to guide what is uncertain. Let my life become a quiet testimony of what it looks like to be shaped gently by God, sustained quietly by grace, and carried steadily by your faithful presence. Father, I remain before you with a growing awareness that your presence is not something I must strive to maintain, but a gift I am invited to receive. Let my awareness of you deepen without tension. Let my dependence on you grow without fear. Let my trust in you mature without pressure. You are not drawing away from me. You are drawing me closer, gently, patiently, steadily. Lord, I bring before you the parts of my life where disappointment has lingered quietly, the prayers that felt unanswered, the expectations that did not unfold as I hoped, the moments where silence felt heavier than reassurance. Yet, even here, you have not been absent. You have not been indifferent. You have not been careless with my heart. So I ask you to heal disappointment without hardening me. Teach me to trust again without becoming guarded. Teach me to hope again without becoming anxious. Restore the gentle expectancy that waits without striving. Father, I ask you to cleanse my heart from quiet resentment that may have formed through misunderstanding. Not only resentment toward others, but toward circumstances, toward delays, toward outcomes I did not understand. You see what lives beneath the surface. You see what I have not named aloud. So I invite you to bring healing even to those places. Remove what does not belong. Replace it with humility, with patience, with peace that does not resist your process. Lord, I place before you my thought life once again. Not only the anxious thoughts, but the subtle narratives that shape how I see myself. The inner judgments, the quiet self-doubt, the assumptions that I am behind, lacking, or falling short. These do not come from you. So reframe my mind gently. Teach me to think with truth rather than fear. Teach me to view myself through your eyes rather than through the lens of comparison. Let my mind become a place where your truth rests naturally, not through effort, but through familiarity with your voice. Father, I ask you to restore simplicity to my faith. Where overthinking has complicated trust, simplify it. Where fear has complicated obedience, simplify it. Where confusion has complicated devotion, simplify it. Let my walk with you become uncomplicated again, rooted in love rather than pressure, rooted in relationship rather than performance, rooted in trust rather than anxiety. Let following you feel natural rather than heavy. Lord, I bring before you the areas where I have become weary in doing good, where consistency felt tiring, where perseverance felt draining, where faithfulness felt unseen. You are the God who notices what no one else sees. You honor what is done quietly. You strengthen those who continue even when results feel slow. So I ask you to renew perseverance within me, not as pressure to continue, but as grace to remain steady. Let endurance grow gently. Let faithfulness become sustainable. Let obedience remain sincere. Father, I ask you to protect the tenderness of my heart, not to harden it against the world, but to preserve its softness under your care. Let me remain sensitive without being fragile. Let me remain compassionate without being overwhelmed. Let me remain open without being unguarded. Teach me the balance between wisdom and gentleness, between discernment and love, between boundaries and grace. Let my heart be shaped by you rather than by fear. Lord, I place before you the spaces of silence in my life, the moments where nothing seems to move, the seasons where answers feel delayed, the times where direction feels unclear. Teach me not to fill silence with anxiety. Teach me not to interpret stillness as abandonment. Teach me to recognize that silence can also be sacred, that waiting can also be shaping, that stillness can also be preparation. Let me learn to rest in these spaces rather than resist them. Father, I ask you to deepen my awareness of your protection in ordinary moments, not only in crisis, but in routine, not only in danger, but in calm. Let me recognize your hand in small redirections, in subtle delays, in quiet restraints, in gentle nudges. Let gratitude grow in me for the ways you guard me that I never see, for the outcomes you prevented that I will never know, for the paths you quietly closed for my safety. And Father, as this prayer continues to unfold, let my spirit remain aligned with yours. Continue to soften what needs softening. Continue to strengthen what needs strengthening. Continue to illuminate what needs clarity. Continue to heal what needs healing. Let my life continue to be shaped slowly, deeply, faithfully, not by urgency, not by pressure, but by the steady, patient work of your grace within me. Father, I remain before you with a growing awareness that every layer of healing you bring is an invitation into deeper trust. Nothing in this process feels rushed, and nothing feels forced. You are patient with my growth. You are attentive to my pace. You are careful with the fragile places of my heart. Let this prayer continue to be a space where I do not feel examined, but cared for, where I do not feel pressured, but gently guided. Lord, I bring before you the areas where fear once shaped my decisions, the moments where I chose safety over obedience, the times where I hesitated because uncertainty felt heavier than faith. You are not condemning me for what has been. You are inviting me into what can be. So I ask you now to gently restore courage within me, not boldness that rushes, but quiet courage that stands firm. Let me trust your leading, even when the next step feels unfamiliar. Father, I ask you to restore my ability to receive. Where I have learned to expect disappointment, teach me to expect your goodness again. Where I have become guarded against hope, soften that resistance gently. Where I have struggled to believe that I am worthy of care, remind my heart that your grace is not earned, it is given. Let me receive peace without questioning it. Let me receive protection without doubting it. Let me receive love without fear of losing it. Lord, I place before you the inner tension that sometimes arises when I feel the need to be strong for others, the weight of appearing composed, the quiet pressure to hold everything together. You do not require me to be strong apart from you. You invite me to be honest before you, so I release the burden of performance. I release the need to appear unshaken. I allow myself to be held rather than to hold everything alone. Father, I ask you to refine the way I speak, both to others and to myself. Where my words have carried harshness inwardly, soften them. Where my inner voice has echoed criticism, replace it with truth. Let the language of my heart become shaped by grace rather than judgment. Teach me to speak with kindness, to listen with patience, to respond with wisdom. Let my words become an extension of your peace rather than a reflection of my pressure. Lord, I bring before you the moments when loneliness has felt heavier than companionship, when misunderstanding has created distance, when connection has felt difficult. You are not absent in those spaces. You are present even there. So I ask you to fill the empty spaces with your presence. Let companionship with you become real, tangible, and comforting. Let me know deeply and steadily that I am not navigating life alone. Father, I ask you to restore my sense of direction. Where I have felt unsure of next steps, bring gentle clarity. Where I have felt hesitant to move, bring quiet assurance. Where I have doubted my discernment, strengthen it, not through forceful signs, but through subtle alignment. Let decisions become simpler. Let confusion slowly lift. Let direction unfold naturally as I remain close to you. Lord, I place before you the places where shame once tried to linger, the memories that still bring discomfort, the moments I wish I could rewrite. You are not holding those moments against me. You are redeeming them. So I ask you to release my heart from lingering self-condemnation. Let me view my story through your redemption, rather than through regret. Let me carry compassion for myself as you carry compassion for me. Father, I ask you to continue shaping my resilience, not a hardness that resists life, but a steadiness that withstands it. Let resilience grow quietly within me. Let it show in how I respond to stress, Let it appear in how I handle uncertainty. Let it be reflected in how I remain gentle even when life feels heavy. Strengthen my inner life in ways that are not loud, but enduring. And Father, as this prayer continues, let my spirit remain open to your ongoing work. Continue to guide me with wisdom. Continue to protect me with faithfulness. Continue to restore me with gentleness. Let every step of this process remain under your care, unfolding slowly, safely, and steadily as I remain here before you with trust, humility, and quiet expectation. Father, I remain before you with a heart that is becoming more aware of the quiet ways you work, not through pressure, not through force, but through consistency that never fails. Let this awareness deepen. Let me become more attentive to your subtle guidance, more sensitive to your gentle corrections, more receptive to the peace you continually offer. You are not distant from my life. You are involved in every detail, even the ones I overlook. Lord, I bring before you the areas where trust has been slow to grow because of past disappointment. You see how experiences have shaped my caution. You understand why certain parts of my heart remain guarded. Yet you are patient with this process. So I ask you to continue building trust within me, not through fear of loss, but through repeated encounters with your faithfulness. Let me learn gradually and securely that you are safe, that you are steady, that you are good. Father, I ask you to deepen my sense of belonging with you, not as a distant follower, but as one who is known, not as someone tolerated, but as someone loved. Let the truth of your acceptance settle deeper than insecurity. Let the reality of your care reach deeper than doubt. Let my spirit rest in the assurance that I am not an outsider in your presence, but a child welcomed and kept. Lord, I place before you the moments when my heart feels divided between faith and fear, between trust and uncertainty, between peace and overthinking. You are not confused by my complexity. You are not discouraged by my struggle. You remain present through it all. So I ask you to gently unify my heart. Let trust grow stronger than fear. Let peace become more familiar than anxiety. Let faith become my natural posture rather than my occasional effort. Father, I ask you to refine the way I respond to difficulty. Where I have reacted from emotion, teach me to respond from wisdom. Where I have withdrawn in silence, teach me to communicate with clarity. Where I have rushed to conclusions, teach me to wait with patience. Shape my responses slowly, so that my life begins to reflect maturity that is not forced, but formed through your presence. Lord, I bring before you the parts of my life that feel hidden from others, the internal battles, the quiet questions, the private struggles. You see them all without judgment. You understand without explanation. You remain present without withdrawal. So I ask you to minister to those places with tenderness. Bring light where heaviness has settled. Bring comfort where isolation has grown. Bring reassurance where uncertainty has lingered. Father, I ask you to establish within me a deeper rhythm of rest. Not only physical rest, but emotional rest, mental rest, spiritual rest. Teach me to stop striving internally. Teach me to release the need to have everything resolved immediately. Teach me to live within the pace of grace rather than the pressure of urgency. Let rest become a natural state of my soul as I learn to trust your timing. Lord, I place before you the way I view the future. Where anticipation has been colored by fear, reshape it with hope. Where expectation has been shaped by past disappointment, renew it with faith. Where uncertainty has made me hesitant, steady me with your promises. Let me look forward, not with dread, but with quiet confidence, that you are already present in what is ahead. Father, I ask you to deepen the work of humility within me. Not humility that diminishes my worth, but humility that keeps my heart teachable. Let me remain open to growth. Let me remain willing to be corrected. Let me remain grounded in the truth that every good thing in me is the result of your grace. Let this humility keep my spirit soft, my heart receptive, and my walk with you sincere. And Father, as this prayer continues to unfold, let your work continue without interruption. Continue shaping my inner life. Continue restoring what needs healing. Continue guiding what needs direction. Continue protecting what is vulnerable. Let my life continue to be formed quietly, steadily, faithfully, under the gentle, patient, and unwavering care of your presence. Father, I remain here before you with a spirit that is learning to trust the process of your work, even when it unfolds slowly. Let patience deepen within me. Let my heart become settled in the understanding that growth does not need to be rushed to be real. You are not hurried with my healing. You are not impatient with my progress. You are committed to completing what you have begun, and I rest in that assurance. Lord, I bring before you the moments when weariness quietly returns, the times when motivation feels thin, the seasons when perseverance requires more grace than strength. You do not turn away from me in those moments. You draw nearer. So I ask you to replenish what feels depleted. Restore energy where fatigue lingers. Restore hope where discouragement tries to return. Restore steadiness where momentum feels slow. Father, I ask you to guard my sensitivity to your spirit, not allowing it to be dulled by routine, not allowing it to be overwhelmed by noise, not allowing it to be overshadowed by distraction. Keep my heart responsive. Keep my spirit attentive. Keep my inner life tender toward your voice, so that guidance remains clear and connection remains natural. Lord, I place before you the ordinary moments of my life, the ones that feel unnoticed, repetitive, or small. You are present there as well. Teach me to recognize that faithfulness in the ordinary is where deep transformation. Why do some people seem to attract favor, opportunities, and Lord, I place before you my sensitivity to loss, the fear of losing comfort, the fear of losing familiarity, the fear of losing control. You are not taking from me to harm me. You are shaping me to grow me. So I ask you to replace fear of loss with trust in your goodness. Let me release what must be released without anxiety, knowing that you are faithful to provide what is needed next. Father, I ask you to continue strengthening my inner security. Not security built on circumstances, but on relationship with you. Let me become less shaken by external instability. Let me become more grounded in your consistency. Let my sense of safety come from your nearness rather than from predictability. Lord, I bring before you the long-term shaping of my character. Not only what is visible, but what is hidden. Shape my integrity when no one is watching. Shape my humility when praise is given. Shape my faithfulness when it feels unnoticed. Let the person I am becoming in secret align with the life you are forming publicly. Father, I remain here before you, not because I have reached an end point, but because this is where transformation continues. Continue to guide. Continue to protect. Continue to refine. Continue to restore. Let my life remain open to your work, receptive to your wisdom, and anchored in the quiet assurance that I am being shaped carefully, lovingly, and faithfully by your hand. Father, I remain before you with a heart that is learning to surrender more deeply, not only in words, but in posture, in thought, in expectation. Let surrender become less about effort and more about trust. Let me rest in the truth that you do not require control from me, only openness. Teach me to loosen my grip on outcomes and to rest more fully in your wisdom. Lord, I bring before you the parts of my life that still feel vulnerable, the areas where I hesitate to trust fully, the spaces where uncertainty still lingers quietly. You see them with compassion, not impatience. So I ask you to cover what feels exposed, strengthen what feels weak, stabilize what feels unsure. Let your presence become the security beneath every vulnerability. Father, I ask you to continue shaping my responses to life's unpredictability. When circumstances shift suddenly, when plans change unexpectedly, when outcomes differ from what I hoped, teach me not to panic. Teach me not to withdraw. Teach me to remain anchored, Let flexibility grow in me without losing stability. Let peace remain even when life feels unsettled. Lord, I place before you the places where comparison has quietly influenced my perception, where I have measured my journey against others, where I have questioned my progress because of what I see around me. You are not shaping me according to anyone else's path. You are forming me according to your purpose. So free my heart from comparison. Let contentment grow where envy once tried to enter. Let gratitude rise where insecurity once lingered. Father, I ask you to deepen my ability to remain present, not lost in regret for what has passed, not consumed with anxiety for what has not yet come, but grounded in the present moment, where your grace is active, where your guidance is available, where your presence is real. Teach me to live here, fully, attentively, peacefully, trusting that you are working beyond what I can see. Lord, I bring before you the subtle fears that sometimes rise quietly. Fear of misunderstanding, fear of failure, fear of being overlooked, fear of not becoming what I am meant to be. You know them all, so I ask you to meet each fear with the truth. Let your reassurance replace uncertainty. Let your faithfulness speak louder than anxiety. Let courage grow gently where fear once had influence. Father, I ask you to continue refining my listening, not only to your voice, but to wisdom around me. Teach me to hear without defensiveness. Teach me to receive insight without pride. Teach me to discern truth without suspicion. Let teachability remain alive in me, so that I continue growing, learning, and maturing under your guidance. Lord, I place before you the quiet longing for stability that lives within me. Stability in identity, stability in peace, stability in purpose. You are not a God of chaos. You are a God of order. So I ask you to continue establishing me inwardly, even when external circumstances fluctuate. Let my stability come from knowing you, trusting you, and remaining connected to you. Father, I ask you to deepen my trust in your consistency. People change, situations change, emotions shift, but you remain the same. Let this truth become my anchor. Let it steady me when things feel uncertain. Let it calm me when circumstances feel unpredictable. Let it ground me in the assurance that I am held by a God who does not waver. Lord, I remain here before you, not seeking an end to the process, but accepting the journey of being formed. Continue to lead with gentleness. Continue to shape with wisdom. Continue to guard with faithfulness. Let my life remain responsive to your work, receptive to your instruction, and anchored in the quiet confidence that I am being carried carefully by your hand, step by step, season by season. Father, I remain before you with gratitude that has grown quietly through every layer of this journey. Gratitude not because everything is complete, but because you have been present in every step. Gratitude not because the process has been easy, but because your faithfulness has been constant. Let this gratitude deepen within me, not as emotion, but as awareness. The steady awareness that you have never withdrawn your care. Lord, I bring before you the life that is still unfolding, the future I do not yet understand, the paths that have not yet revealed themselves. You already see them clearly. You already walk ahead of me. So I ask you to hold my future with the same gentleness you have held my present. Let me not fear what is coming. Let me not resist what you are preparing. Let me move forward with trust rather than apprehension. Father, I ask you to seal the work you have been doing within me, not as something fragile, but as something rooted. Let the healing remain stable. Let the clarity remain steady. Let the peace remain anchored. Let the transformation continue beyond these words, beyond this moment, unfolding quietly in how I think, how I respond, how I live, and how I trust. Lord, I bring before you the person I am becoming, not who I once was, not who I feared I might remain, but who you are shaping me to be. Continue to form my character. Continue to shape my values. continue to guide my choices. Let my life reflect wisdom rather than impulse, humility rather than pride, gentleness rather than harshness, faith rather than fear. Father, I ask you to protect what you have established within me. Protect the peace you have planted. Protect the clarity you have restored. Protect the stability you have built. Protect the growth that is still tender. Guard it from discouragement. Guard it from distraction. Guard it from the temptation to return to old patterns. Let what you have begun remain sustained by your grace. Lord, I place before you the ordinary days ahead, the routines, the responsibilities, the quiet moments, the unseen decisions. Be present there as you have been here. Let my daily life become an extension of this prayer. Let my choices reflect alignment with you. Let my responses reflect the peace you have cultivated. Let my actions reflect the wisdom you continue to teach me. Father, I ask you to continue walking with me, not only when I am aware of you, but even when I forget to be aware. Carry me when I'm strong. Steady me when I'm uncertain. Redirect me when I drift. Remain faithful when I am learning. Let our relationship remain living, not built on perfection, but on grace, patience, and ongoing trust. Lord, I entrust to you everything I cannot control, every outcome, every timeline, every relationship, every transition, every unanswered question. You are not overwhelmed by the complexity of my life. You are not burdened by the weight of my concerns. So I release them into your hands again, with a heart that no longer resists surrender, but rests within it. Father, I ask you to let my life become quietly fruitful, not through striving, not through display, but through consistency. Let the fruit of peace be visible. Let the fruit of wisdom be evident. Let the fruit of patience, kindness, self-control, and faithfulness grow naturally as a result of your work within me. Let my life reflect the evidence of your presence without needing explanation. Lord, I remain here before you with trust that does not demand an ending but accepts continuation. This prayer does not conclude because your work does not conclude. So I rest in you. I walk with you. I remain open to you. Let my life continue under your care, guided by your wisdom, protected by your faithfulness, and shaped by your grace, gently and steadily from this moment forward. And as you remain here in this quiet space of prayer, let your heart rest in the assurance that you are not alone, not forgotten, not unseen. May the peace that has settled over you continue beyond this moment. May the clarity you have received remain with you. May the strength that has been gently restored within you carry you through every hour that follows. If this prayer has met you where you are, if it has brought calm to your spirit or light to your thoughts, I invite you gently to stay connected. You may choose to subscribe so you can continue walking through these moments of prayer, reflection, and restoration together. You may also share this prayer with someone who might need the same quiet reassurance and peace. May the grace of the Lord rest gently upon you. May his word guard your steps, and his mercy follow you wherever you go. The quiet of your mornings and the silence of your nights. May his presence remain your sanctuary. Until we meet again in the next prayer, dwell in peace, walk in faith, and keep your heart anchored in the Psalms.